Hi everyone, Táfáilte Read, welcome. This is a little video for our maths work today. Okay, Teddy here to help me. Teddy, you like this work too, don't you? Yes, I do. So he does, he likes this work. And Dove doesn't really like this work too much. No, not really. She just wants her walk. So let's hope that we'll get our lesson done and I'll take you for a walk then, Dove. Okay? Right, well, it doesn't look like as if we're doing maths today, but we actually are. So what we're going to do, Teddy, is we are going to make a sandwich. But what will we do first? What's our first step when we make a sandwich? What's our first step? Well, we have to have our bread for making our sandwich. And we have to have maybe butter, or this is my vegan butter. We could have some little spread like butter or margarine. And something to put in our sandwich. So that will be our first step, to have the things to make our sandwich out and ready on the table. Okay? So I've made a little label. What number is it? What is it, Teddy? 1. That's right, number 1. So this is going to be our first step. Number 1, our first step. Okay, the second step, and Teddy, I'll do this part. Okay? Now if you're doing this at home, make sure you tell your mums and your dads and let them know that you're going to be using a knife. You might have a plastic knife that you use at home. And we are going to spread the butter on our bread. A little bit for this one. This is our second step, Teddy. Second step, to butter the bread. So I'll need to get my second step. Number 2, this comes next. This comes second. First step, second step, number 2. Our third step, number 3, is to put in, I'm making a lovely tomato sandwich. Oop. Our tomatoes. Oh, I think I've room for one more. Let me count how many slices of tomato I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 slices of tomato. Yummy. So this is our second step. Now, our third step is, when it's ready and all finished, is yum yum yum, bíag ithe, to eat our sandwich. Smála Teddy on capra. Teddy likes capra. Okay, bíag ithe, Teddy, bíag ithe, yum 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 yum. Okay, so we just made a sandwich and we put each of the steps in order. Our first step, you might remember, was to get out everything that we needed. Our first step. Our second step was to butter the bread and to put our filling in. And our third step was to, when the sandwich is already made, to eat it. Now you might like to do this at home, and you might like to make labels 1, 2, and 3 for putting your sandwich in order of making it from the very start to the very end. And in your maths book, your big maths book, this, and if you open on page, if you open on page 64, here we have page 64, we see on the top, a bit like what we were doing, but a little bit different, okay? What they want us to do is, they have numbers 1, 2, and 3, and they want us to trace these, you see? They want us to trace these numbers. So the first picture shows what? Yeah, a sandwich, a capita, already on the table. So that would be the first step. What's after happening here? Oh, second step, somebody's after eating some of the sandwich. And the third stage would be when it's all eaten up, just crumbs left. So we're putting them in order. 1, 2, 3. And underneath, a bit like we were doing with our real sandwiches, they have, you see the pictures? Here there's a picture of the bread with butter on it. Here there's a picture of the sandwich all ready for eating. Here there's a picture of just a slice of bread. And here is the picture when they're putting the filling. And they want us to put the pictures in order. If you see the boxes underneath, what would be the first step? What would be the first step? When you look at the picture, what do you think is the first step? Maybe get Teddy to help. Teddy, what do you think is the first step? Yes, the bread. Having the bread to make your sandwich. So you'd put number 1 in here. What do you think the second step would be? Can I hear you? Yes, I agree with you. It would be to spread the butter would be the second step, so you'd write 2 in here. What do you think the third step would be? Any ideas? What would the third step be? Yes, you're right. To put the filling in, the third step. Now they have a fourth step here. What would the fourth step be? Number 4. That's right, to have the sandwich ready for eating. Well done. So you might like to do this work once you've made your sandwich, but it's fun to make it for real and to write out your steps. I just had 3, you could have 4 steps, but put them in order. Okay, slán go fóill, we say goodbye, see you tomorrow. Slán.